Sadio Mane has evolved from being an agile, quick winger to one of the most feared, ruthless, goal-scoring wide men in the game. And in today's video, I'll identify 3 areas of his game that every single attacking player out there can learn from and break it down so you can improve as a footballer once you're back on the pitch. First up is Mane's finishing, which is obviously one of the key things behind him scoring more goals. Because Mane is, most of the time at least, extremely clinical, and while he does score some screamers now and then, you'll see him simply placing the ball outside of the keeper's reach with the instep of his foot more often than not. And when you take a little bit of a closer look at Mane in dangerous shooting positions, he anticipates the movement and placement of the keeper and then simply slots it home out of his reach. Actually, Mane manages to make the most of his chances, because not only has his number of expected goals only increased since he came to Liverpool, he's also scored more than the numbers would expect, showing that he's becoming more and more reliable and clinical in front of goal. And that's actually a good lesson to take away. Of course, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't shoot with power, but remember that the most important thing is to get the ball past the keeper. And once you have the technique and placement down, then you can start putting more power behind it. I know from myself that once you're open for a shot, most people just hit it as hard as they can and hope for the best. But try to go out there, getting shooting positions, and then just work on your placement and slowly increase the power as you get better. What we can also learn from Mane though is to use momentum when you dribble to go past the opponent. Of course, Mane has a few cool tricks up his sleeve, but what he does a lot is also to use momentum and his acceleration to go past the defender. We've probably all seen him sending Neymar out for hot dogs with this body feint here, and he actually told us that he uses the fact that he's often quicker than everyone else to go past the defender.
If you go like this, I'm quicker than them usually.
I love to use my speed in the game to make everything easier if I want to score goals.
But Mane doesn't always need to do this, and as you can see here, he approaches the defender at decent speed and then gets relatively close to him, because once he's in there, he knows that by using the fact that Mane has the momentum and the defender can only react, once Mane is that close, even the smallest acceleration is enough to get away. So work on maintaining a decent speed when you approach the defender, but always have an extra gear so you can explode away. Of course, you need to be confident on the ball to do this, but once you can, you're gonna make it look so simple. Finally, Sadio Mane has absolutely wonderful movement and anticipation off the ball. He simply manages to find space behind and between the defense and also does a great job of constantly calling for the ball, so he's often in great finishing positions. Let's take a look at the goal against Bayern, for instance. Here, he sees Van Dijk looking for the pass and then commits to the deep run. Same can be seen here versus Burnley, where Mane quickly spots that Sturridge can play it deep, and there are tons of examples where Mane passes the ball and then continues his driving run forward, simply looking for empty space in behind the defenders. And because he is so intelligent, Mane manages to always find empty space in the box. If the defender is moving towards his goal, Mane runs into the space they leave behind. If they have their focus on someone coming in from the right flank, Mane goes to the back post. And actually, we can see that most of Mane's goal come from the center of the box. Again, he understands the running pattern so well that he knows that once he goes inside, there's room for Robertson to bomb forward and whip in his extremely dangerous crosses. So Sadio is also a pretty clever player. What you can learn from this is that if you're a winger, especially an inverted winger so you can cut inside on your strong foot, diagonal runs are extremely dangerous because you can come from behind the defenders, so they'll have a harder time stopping you. And even if you don't get the ball, you take up a lot of the defender's attention, maybe creating an opening for your teammates to exploit instead. So try to constantly identify where there could be empty space in behind if the guy with the ball passes it to you. Call for it and run in there, and who knows, you might just start scoring more.
Sadio Mane, and Liverpool are in front.
So there you have it, my friends. 3 things every winger should learn from Sadio Mane. But who's the best winger right now? Let us know down below, then go cop Mane's Furon V6 via the link to unisportstore.com over to your right, and then don't forget to subscribe with the notifications on before you can go and learn more skills in the playlist in the bottom of your screen. And with that said guys, I'm signing off, cheerio.